Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Chasing There's Riri. So, it's been like an exciting day, like a very long day. I meant to post on Monday because I have classes Monday and Wednesday, but it was just such a long day today. I was like, let me just go ahead and do it while I have the time today. Don't really have the time because she gave us so much homework. But we have Monday off, so I have like a few days to get things done that I need to get done and also work. I'm going to eat some donuts. Hope that ain't in my mouth. Okay, cool. So, anywho, let me hop right into it. Like I said, I knew I was going to have like a wonderful time in this class, and this class has been like truly amazing. Like understanding disorders and how they work and how things are just associated with it, how to address certain things. I've been working so much on my therapeutic communication, like even with work, because I have so many patients that's like on ADHD meds or on antidepressants or antipsychotics. So it's like really, it's working hand in hand anyway. Like I said before, mental health is not my field, definitely not something that I want to go into, but I just find it extremely interesting, and a lot of things and disorders that I'm learning has just truly been coming like really, everything just been coming like together, and it's just making a lot of sense, and I'm like just really enjoying it. Anyways, so I took my Medi-Cal and I got a perfect score on it, which I'm really excited about that. Because I walked in there thinking that, hey, I missed probably like one or two, which you only can miss two anyway. But, no, I think you can only miss one. I think with your upper specialties, you can only miss one. But anyways, I was thinking that I would probably miss one or two. I probably would have to take it over if I needed to. But I literally just, walked in there, did what I needed to do, got a perfect score. So I'm excited about that. Today I had a quiz. That's another thing I want to talk about. I have a test next Monday. Not coming up because we don't have any class on MLK Day, but the week after that. So I'm going to tell y'all about that too. But anyways, so we had this quiz. Man, we went over the quiz after class. After we took it or whatever. And I got a perfect score on it. Yes, I'm just like so excited. And I guess because the information is clicking, because it's all making sense to me. But one I did have a little difficulty with or whatever was schizophrenia. Because I'm trying to relate that to what the information in the book as opposed to what the teacher is telling me as far as her experience in mental health, because she has 30 years of mental health. So I'm trying to put those together and kind of correlate those things. So one of the questions kind of read something to the degree of like, as a nurse, your observation of seeing a patient with schizophrenia, like what are you going to do? And I was kind of conflicted with addressing the fact that they're talking to someone that I don't see, and also asking them to explain to me what it is that they're seeing. Because what I wanted to do was to pick the answer that said, describe to me what it is that you're seeing. Because that is a form of like, therapeutic communication, talking to them about what it is that they actually see. But then I decided to go with, you're clearly talking to someone that I can't see. I went with that just because that's more direct, and I was thinking that approach can lead me into explaining what it is that you see. So, anyways, I got it right, but in class it kind of still was conflicting because she was telling me that, fix my shirt. Like, she was telling me that you don't want to like say certain things to the patient that may trigger them, and they may go off on you because they feel like, how do you know who I'm talking to is not there, or how do I know that you can't see the person I'm talking to, or get real defensive when you come at them like that. So I was just really conflicted with that, but I'm glad I got it right, because it definitely did help me get a perfect score. So I'm excited about that. I have a long list of meds that I have to go over, and they're just like a lot. Like, of course, we have our benzos. I have a lot of benzos, which I know I'm really familiar with benzos just strictly because do a lot of work with those at work anyway. So that I don't have any issues with. It's just some of the antipsychotic medications. I don't know a lot of them. So with this list, I have to kind of go over it and actually learn the medications and all that good stuff. But I don't know if I told y'all about this or when I did my mother baby rotation that I started making these little books for myself, which are so cool because this one says mental health on there. And it has like little certain things that she tell us to do or whatever. Little things on there. Then these are my meds. So of course, if we have to look up any medications, I have that right there. And I think this one is Paxil, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it helps me to figure out what the medication is for, the class of the medication, and all that good stuff. Why do I need this and all that? So it helps me write these down instead of using the Davis PDFs and trying to go online to try, or Lexicon, which is Lexicon is one of the other drug books that we actually use. I mean, that's like computer databases on my phone. But this kind of helps me out where I don't have to pull out my phone. I can just pull this right out of my pocket and go from there. So it has like some of the medications on there. I have to put the rest of them on there, which is going to take me a little bit of time. It has like my antipsychotics, my SSRIs are on there. Everyone loves those SSRIs, right? Depression meds and shit. But anywho, so I have like all my cute little notes and stuff like anxiety, my levels of anxiety. And last time I talked about how I found out that treatment for a generalized anxiety disorder is more so classified if you have like moderate to severe anxiety. And I didn't realize that that is what I have, because the common measures and everything, I'm like so far beyond that sometimes once I get to that point where I feel my heart racing and I have anxiety, that it's to the point where I need to hurry up and take my meds to calm myself down. It's not like a breathing technique or things like that I can do at this point. In the beginning I could have, but sometimes now it's to the point where I can't do that. And I did find out, didn't know this beforehand, but if you put the medication sublingual, that it works more rapidly. So I tried that. It worked quicker. I'm in love with that idea. Didn't know that until I read it. So of course, if I didn't have this class, I would not have known. It's not like my doctor told me. But anywho, so moving right along, we talked about some coping mechanisms if you have anxiety. Sleeping, that's what a lot of people do when they have anxiety. It is sleep, eat, drink. That's how some people get overweight. But some other things to deal with it, like they try to laugh because laughter is healthy for you. Try to take yoga. I actually do yoga, meditation, things like that to kind of help me out with anxiety. It works as well, which I do love that part. Stretching helps. On here it says yawning helps. I don't know how that would help, but it's on here. Of course, exercise is on here. Daydreaming. Daydreaming helps a lot because it kind of gets you out of the reality of what's going on right now. And it pretty much takes your mind off what you're thinking of that gave you the anxiety in the first place. So that definitely helps. But then it's like when you come back to reality, what happens next? Like, how you going to deal with what happens next? But smoking, I would definitely say no to smoking. I don't care. I guess some people will get anxious and they just smoke. That wouldn't be something that I would say go ahead and do. That just makes no sense to me for anybody to do. Have some other things on here like cursing. Of course, cursing helps with everything. But, I mean, pacing back and forth, that kind of helps people with anxiety. But that's how you also can determine if somebody has, like, some type of mental illness, too, because they would pace back and forth. And you're like, why the heck are you walking back and forth, But sometimes it kind of helps because it kind of calms you down. Pacing calms people down. Walking back and forth calms people down. With that walking back and forth, they're breathing in and out, and that calms them down, which is very helpful. Talking to someone. Now, talking to someone about your feelings and your emotions and everything else, it does help with anxiety, especially if you do therapy, because let me see how I'm gonna word this right without anybody getting upset, probably. But anyways, if you talk to like a therapist, sometimes that does help because they understand the condition, they understand how you need to talk, and they understand what type of questions to ask. When you talk to people like friends and things like that about, just because you need to talk, and if they know you have anxiety, sometimes they don't ask the right questions, or sometimes they don't make the necessary comments that they need to make that trigger something else that you can start talking about that relieves some of the stress and tension that you have going on. So sometimes that does work, and sometimes it doesn't. And also active listening. Like if someone's not actively listening to you sometimes, then that's not helpful. So of course, some of these themes right here, I help people cope a little bit better. So we also talked about the stages of grief, and I talked about this a million times, how you have to go through those stages of grief. Of course, I thought they were cliche, like stupid, who made these up, but really, if you actually go through those stages, it doesn't necessarily have to be in that particular order. But if you truly go through those stages of grief, at the end of the day, you feel so much better. You feel relieved. When you finally get to that point of acceptance, and whatever the loss is, whether it's someone or something, once you get over that, it feels so much better in life because you're able to move forward and actually live your life, Like it's almost like a relief. You can kind of move on. It's not that you're forgetting about that person or forgetting about that thing or anything like that. You're just pretty much moving forward with things that you need to move forward with, So that's that with that whole part or whatever. So in this third chapter, it talks about like social biology. So right now we're talking about the mind, the brain, how it works from the brain, how these certain medications can work against your immune system, like certain things like that. What you have to look for, what type of medications create issues with your thyroid, create issues with your immune levels, so it's just a number of things that the chapter is talking about. It also talks about sleep. Like a lot of people suffer from insomnia that is just unreal, especially when you're on these antidepressants or antipsychotic medications. Sometimes it does affect your sleep habits and your sleep patterns, and sometimes you never get to that REM sleep or that delta 4 sleep, which is where they want you to be, so you can actually get good rest. Some of us don't get that. Some of us get to that little, I guess I want to call it what I think that's first part is like alpha sleep or something like that. We just get to that surface-based sleep, which is not always good. A lot of people that like to nap a lot, and some of those things aren't good for you either. Just taking a lot of naps and not really getting fully rejuvenated is not helpful or healthy at all. So that's pretty much everything that we talked about today in that particular class, on top of like what we have to study for this quiz we have next Wednesday, because we don't have class Monday. And then we talked about a class assignment that we have to do for MLK Day, because it's MLK Day and we have to make those hours up, which I wish we didn't have to. I wish I can volunteer or something like that to create those to make those hours up, as opposed to doing an assignment, because homework on top of assignments on top of trying to learn all these words, it's just a lot. So I'm gonna see how to get through that. And I don't know if I showed you guys the last time, but I did start using like these drug forms like this, and they help me a lot how to write the actual medications out, and how to move that down a little bit. There we go. Boom. How to write the medications out, why you give the medications, and like some of the things to look for. So I can look at that, but that's a huge piece of paper. So I have those like in this little binder that I keep all my drugs in, and it just have like antidepressants, or it have like antipsychotics, or it have like hypertensive meds, or beta blockers, diuretics. So those things I can kind of go to quickly and just take a look at and kind of see and get more familiarized, or refresh my memory with certain medications, because I can't remember every medication. I'm pretty sure some people can, but I can't. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm a nurse, and I probably should know a lot of them, which I do know a lot of them, but I can't remember all of them. There's a lot of medications out here. So, anywho, I am going to post not on Monday because that is MLK Day, and I probably will go to work. I know MLK would not want me to work, but I think I'm gonna go to work and try to do something positive, like save some lives and feel better about working on that day. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. And then what I do is I have a quiz on Wednesday, so I will post on Wednesday and let you guys know how I did on my quiz, because hopefully I do it, get a perfect score like I did today. I really hope I do, because I'm really enjoying this class, and I'm really enjoying putting all this stuff together. And I don't know if that means that I'm really getting the information because I'm really studying, or I'm batshit crazy. Either or, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying the class, and I'm learning a lot. So like I said, make sure you subscribe to my page and ask me questions and put some information down here, what you want to talk about. Let me know how your last year is going, because it is my last year in nursing school, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm super excited. So I am documenting like almost everything because I'm excited. And once I get this degree, I'm going to be even more excited. So you guys will be able to see that part too. So anyways, thank you for tuning in to Chasing Nurse Riri. See you guys next week.